Welcome to the TaylorMade Workshop. I'm Jay.
And I'm Valerie. In this video, we're upgrading our router table to fit this new JessEM router lift. So stick around.
So if this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be updating the router tabletop to support this new Mast-R-2 router lift from JessEM. Now, when we built this table, 5-6 years ago at least,
More than that, probably.
yeah, we had built it around the Rockler plate. So this is a Rockler router plate.
A fixed base plate.
Fixed base plate.
Right.
Which at the time was great. It worked great for us to have our own router table, but it had a bunch of challenges. Anytime you wanted to change a bit, you had to
Lift the whole thing out.
base and all and
Yeah.
router and all.
Yeah.
And it was just a pain in the butt. And so that's why we got this new router lift. We actually do have a separate video on this where we do an introduction and overview of it and show you some of the features. So do check that out if you've got some time. But in this video, we're going to focus on updating the table.
Right.
Right now, one of the challenges I think for this update is the fact that we can't just drop right in.
Right. This one's an inch wider. Same length, but an inch wider. So we're going to have to reroute the hole that we put it in. Additionally, this plate is thinner than this one, so we're just going to have to route deeper when we route out the bigger footprint.
Right, so we got to make a deeper opening, a bigger opening in order to allow this to fit.
Right.
We're probably going to have to open up this cutout some more and all of that.
A little bit, yeah.
But then that should allow us to drop it in and take advantage of all the new features of this lift. So,
Yeah.
okay, to get the cutout right, what is that step? Because this is going to be the same whether you're building a new table and cutting it out fresh, or in our case, trying to enlarge that hole and make it bigger. What is the first step to do?
The first step is to put some tape on all four sides of our plate that we're going to use as the template for making the template. And the reason for this is just so it is just a tiny bit bigger, so that when we build our frame around that,
You
then
get a little extra clearance.
we have our extra clearance, so it slides into place easily. Okay. And you're not going to have to cram it in there.
Okay.
So let's do that. I'm just using 2 layers of tape on each side.
Okay, so after taping the plate to give us that little bit of extra clearance, we cut some 1x2s to create a frame, and these are going to just snug up against the plate.
Right. And we're just going to screw them in with 1 1/4 inch screws. And the reason we want this frame here is so that the router bit, the bearing on the router bit has a place to ride, so that it makes a smooth,
Clean cut.
clean cut. Yeah.
Now, you could do this directly. You could just set the plate down on the table and build a frame, and that could be your guide. That could be your template. Other people have done it that way. We're doing it this way because we don't want to risk messing up our table. We've already got everything dialed in on this table.
Right.
So we're going to create the template first, make sure that's nice and clean, and once we know that has a good snug fit, we can use that as our template for the table.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay, so we have the frame. It's a nice snug fit. Everything kind of lines up perfectly.
Right.
But we've got these rounded corners, right? If we take the router in here and just come straight and across,
It's only going to make whatever diameter the router bit is, it's only going to make that radius of a turn. And we already know that this 35 millimeter Forstner bit is the same radius as the edge of the metal. So we're going to go in and drill a hole in each corner
to catch this
to catch that perfect radius that we want.
All right, so we got the frame clamped down. We're ready to cut out the insert or cut out the template, whatever we're going to call it. How do you have your setup?
I have my top bearing trim bit set up in my new favorite toy, my baby router. It's a little palm hand router. I have the bit set up just so that it goes just below the wood so that I could go through in one pass.
And the bearing's going to ride?
The bearing will ride right up against this frame that we
and it'll make a nice flush cut right up against the frame.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So let's start it up. Okay, we've got the cutout done. We've removed the frame, so we now have our template. This is, again, just simple MDF template that'll allow us to place everything. Now let's take a look at the fit.
Perfect fit. Nice and snug.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
So now we can use this template, get it lined up exactly where we want. We're not risking the board. We've got everything kind of just nice and tight. So now we can place it exactly where we want it. And now we can use this to route out the hole at the right depth and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
So we have it squared up exactly where we want to place it.
Right.
Now the options, you could use double-sided sticky tape or something to hold this in place. What we're going to do is what?
We're going to clamp it on two sides and kind of route out the other side, route out the side that's not clamped. Then we're going to move the clamps to the opposite side and route out this side.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and clamp two parts down.
So once we clamped everything in place, we realized we had a little hiccup. We had a little problem with our setup.
Yeah. Since this cuts 1 inch and we need to make sure that this bearing rides on the MDF, we're going to have to put the MDF up a little higher, and so we're going to glue these blocks back on so that it sits on the blocks, and then we can set the right depth and have the bearing still right on here and still cut to the right depth.
So basically, the MDF is too shallow, our cutting bit is too deep, and therefore
So we're going to compensate.
we have to compensate.
Yep.
Okay, so we got the frame on so that we could get the height up so that the bearing can ride on the template, but we still got to get the depth right for the plate, for the router plate.
Right.
Right?
So we know that the router plate is 3/8 inch. So
thick,
we need,
right? So this piece is
Right.
3/8 inch thick.
so we need to make that depth at least 3/8 inch. But we are also taking a piece of sheet metal and sitting it on top of our little lip so that when we need to micro adjust the plate to make it flush with the table, it's not digging into wood, it's digging into, it's gonna sit, those set screws
Right.
are gonna sit on here instead of eventually wearing through the
Right,
wood and
'cause this-
making it go wonky.
I mean, this thing by itself is probably close to 15 pounds, and then you got
Add
the
the
weight
router
of,
to it.
weight of the router and stuff pulling everything down. Eventually, those set screws will
Push
bury
into
into the wood.
Right.
So that's why we've got the metal plate.
Yeah, so the metal plate is to avoid that. So we need 3/8 inch plus the thickness of this. So it's gonna be a generous 3/8 inch.
Okay, so then how are you determining that depth?
So what I did was I knew that I measured here from where the tabletop is down 3/8 inch, and I'm just sneaking up with it, micro adjusting, sneaking up to the right depth.
Right, multiple passes
Right.
until we get.
Just a little bit until I
You get
have the
dialed
right
in.
depth, and then I'll go ahead and route the rest of it out.
Okay, we got it to depth, even just a tad more,
Little hair over.
just to give us a little bit of room to use those set screws and get it in perfectly level. So now it's a now or nothing thing. If we pull those clamps off, we're never going to get this alignment again.
Right.
So I guess make sure you have the depth exactly where you want it before you pull those off.
Measure twice, cut once.
Or in our case, measure 3 or 4 times.
Yes, and we have. There we go, look at that. Oh, pretty.
So
gonna work. Look at
It's
that.
a little bit loose, but we got the snug bolts to snug it in there.
Mm-hmm.
So now we need to make our plate.
Now we cut the plate to size.
Right. And I already took the liberty of laying out the
Cut line.
cut lines on here. So, and I found this is pretty thin. I think it's 26 gauge. And so I think we can actually get it with scissors.
Do we need 10 snips, or you think
10
this-
snips would be better, obviously, I think.
rather than my kitchen scissors?
Nope, these aren't the kitchen scissors. I pulled these out of the toolbox.
It's actually pretty easy.
Okay, we're getting close. We still have to enlarge this cutout because this cutout was from when we had the Rockler plate in and the Bosch base, fixed base.
And that was a lot smaller than this. So-
Right. So we have to open this up quite a bit more, right?
Right. A lot of people were just leaving a little lip all the way around, but considering the weight, I think we want to leave as much wood as we can, as much of that lip to help support that. So
Right, and just leave enough for this carriage to
to
clear
fit- right.
comfortably.
Mhm.
And so for that, we just gotta drop it in. And we have clearance on the side, so we got plenty of clearance left and right.
It's just the front.
It's just the front and back that we need to,
Yeah. So
Mark.
if we kind of eyeball it and mark it and then fit it, it's an idea.
and so for that, we're just gonna use the jigsaw with a wood blade in there.
Right.
Okay? Okay, so we've got cut out so that the carriage can rise all the way up and down. We should have clearance, so we should be able to just drop it in and make sure everything works, right?
Yep. Yeehaw.
We've got just a little bit of lip. That should make room for the
To raise it up.
plate. Put the plate underneath it. Now we gotta do the cutout on the plate, right?
Right. Now we're just gonna lay the plate in there, and I'll hold it down while you draw this dimension out.
On the bottom side.
Yeah.
So the sheet metal is done. The cutout matches our cutout here. It just drops right in. We don't have to fasten it down or anything because the weight of that's going to hold it in place.
Right.
I mean, we're almost done. What's left?
Well, we're gonna drop it in and see that it fits. And it's got a good fit all the way around. I'm really happy with the way it came out.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
So the next thing, when you're pushing your wood through, you want to make sure it doesn't get caught. So that's what these little set screws are, to do that micro adjustment that we were talking about. So we want to make sure that all the way around, and that's why we went just a little bit deeper so that we could use the set screws just to get it dialed in where we want it. So now the next thing is to screw these down until the wood just flows right across it easily. But we want to make sure that before we do that, we want to attach our router to the plate, because that'll give us the weight that it's going to be, and then that'll give us the best outcome. So JessEM has really detailed instructions that come with the router lift on how to install your specific router, so just follow the manufacturer's instructions.
Motor's installed, and I guess we're ready to just drop it in at this point.
Yep, we're going to feed the cord through first, so that
And now this is really heavy.
put those blocks out of the way. Now it's time to level.
And I'm assuming is you're checking both going in and going out.
Yeah.
it's in, it's leveled.
Yep.
You got it dialed in really, really nicely. I mean, you know, I think this is going to be a huge benefit
Yeah.
in the wood shop.
Being able to have this all the way up and easily get to the cullet to change out bits and do it quickly is going to be so much easier.
Right, so much more convenient.
Yeah, literally just turn that crank to go up and down.
And the same for the height adjustment too, right? Because now,
Right.
you know, you don't have to sit there and fight and look. You can measure everything. You can get it exactly where you want it,
Right.
when you want it.
And each rotation is, I believe, a 1/16 of an inch.
Right, because there's 16 threads per inch on that rod.
Right. This is going to be fun.
So, you know, what did we learn along the way? What do you think the greatest challenges were about installing this lift?
I think the most time consuming, the hardest part was getting that dialed in so that it was such a smooth
Level surface.
right. And I think our problem was that bit was so deep
Right.
that we had to raise that frame that we made up on blocks just to make it so that the bearing
so
was riding where it needed to
either
ride.
thicker MDF would have helped.
Right.
A shorter cutting depth would have helped.
Right.
And then we could have just done sticky tape right to the
Right.
thing. And I think
And then we could have gone all the way around at one
Right,
time rather
one
than
time.
having to clamp and unclamp and
right. And so I think sticky tape would be the way to go. In our case, it worked out. It was good that we didn't have it because, you know, if we would have stuck that down and stuff, we would have found that, well, our bit was too deep. And
right. And then we would have either had to make a whole nother frame, which would have been an option as well. But I'm happy with the way it came out. It's nice and I'm eager to get started.
So there you have it. That's the installation of the Mast-R-Lift 2 in a router table. Very, very simple. Well, no, I won't say it was very simple. It was a little bit of work. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, post those below, and the smart one will get back to you as soon as she can. You know, thanks for watching, and anything else?
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time on the Tailor Made Workshop.
Thanks for watching.